morning with the girls. It's about 6:15 local time, and the girls and I are on the road again. These two are so adorable. They just love each other. I don't know what we're gonna do once we get number 9 to Berkeley, but I just wanted to take a minute and talk about why having a registered dog with papers matters. Because it's proof of authenticity, right? What do I mean by that? Well, it's okay if someone has a dog that's, a bit of this and a bit of that and whatever, and it's all good, and some people would argue that it makes for healthier dogs and they have less genetic issues, and that may be true in some cases. However, the American Pit Bull Terrier, a lot of stuff has been introduced to their blood over the past 20-30 years, especially to develop different breeds, right? Still called, and I hate the word, pitties, but the reason that I chose to base my dogs off of Bordeaux bloodlines is because I know because of the painstaking records that have been kept for almost 100 years, since the 1930s, and possibly even before that. They can account for every single dog that's been registered. If a litter was registered or a dog was registered, they had to prove where it came from, who the mother was, who the father was. Do we know the grandparents? How can you prove it? We need to see pictures, we need descriptions. And that's why that's important, not because of some piece of paper, but because of the integrity of the breed, right? If you were to buy, I don't know, let's say a classic car, right? A really classic car, like an old Goldwing Mercedes. Not Goldwing. Would you want it to have parts off a Nissan and maybe an Oldsmobile, and maybe it's got some Chevy rims on it? Absolutely not. You would not. You would want to know without doubt that what you were getting was the genuine article, that everything was as it should be. And that's why I chose Bordeaux bloodlines over 20 years ago. And yes, it took me a very long time to get mine. It took me almost 20 years to get my first one. Now granted, I wasn't trying very hard, but I more wanted than was trying. But even after I started trying, it took me almost 5 years. And that's a process, because he doesn't just sell these dogs to whoever. And you gotta ask yourself, right, is he still alive? No, he isn't. But the man that is still alive and still maintains the Bordeaux bloodline is in his 80s. And he's the grandson to one of the progenitors of the Bordeaux bloodline. And yes, he's still alive. And yes, he's still doing stuff with dogs. I believe he's got his grandsons helping him now. And they're, 30s. So, the reason is because you want a genuine article. And why do you want a genuine article? Because these dogs have a very rich history in American history. They're an integral part, believe it or not, of a lot of historic things in this country. Anyhow, that's just a little bit about bloodlines and why they matter.